Hi, everybody. I'm going to share the screen. It's going to have to be on my laptop, everybody, so I apologize. Here we go.
How many of you are creatives, designers, engineers, entrepreneurs, artists, or maybe you just have a really big imagination? Show of hands. Okay, that's most of you. I have some news for us creatives. Over the course of the next 20 years, more will change around the way we do our work than has happened in the last 2000. In fact, I think we're at the dawn of a new age in human history. Now, there have been 4 major historical eras defined by the way we work. The hunter-gatherer age lasted several million years. And then the agricultural age lasted several thousand years. The industrial age lasted a couple of centuries. And now the information age has lasted just a few decades. And now today, we're on the cusp of our next great era as a species. Welcome to the augmented age. In this new era, your natural human capabilities are going to be augmented by computational systems that help you think, robotic systems that help you make, and digital nervous system that connects you to the world far beyond your natural senses. Let's start with cognitive augmentation. How many of you are augmented cyborgs? I would actually argue that we're already augmented. Imagine you're at a party and somebody asks you a question that you don't know the answer to. If you have one of these, in a few seconds, you can know the answer. But this is just a primitive beginning. Even Siri is just a passive tool. In fact, for the last 3.5 million years, the tools that we've had have been completely passive. They do exactly what we tell them and nothing more. Our very first tool only cut where we struck it. The chisel only carves where the artist points it. And even our most advanced tools do nothing without our explicit direction. In fact, to date, this is something that frustrates me, we've always been limited by this need to manually push our wills into our tools, like literally using our hands, even with computers. But I'm more like Scotty in Star Trek. I want to have a conversation with the computer, right? I want to say, computer, let's design a car. And the computer shows me a car. And I say, no, more fast looking and less German. And bang, the computer shows me an option. Now that conversation might be a little ways off. It's actually probably less than many of us think. But right now, we're working on it. Tools are making this leap from being passive to being generative. Generative design tools use a computer and algorithms to synthesize geometry, to come up with new designs all by themselves. All it needs are your goals and your constraints. I'll give you an example. In the case of this aerial drone chassis, all you would need to do is tell it something like it has 4 propellers, you want it to be as lightweight as possible, and you need it to be aerodynamically efficient. And then what the computer does is it explores the entire solution space, every single possibility that solves and meets your criteria, millions of them. It takes big computers to do this. But it comes back to us with designs that we, by ourselves, never could have imagined. And the computer is coming up with this stuff all by itself. No one ever drew anything, and it started completely from scratch. And by the way, it's no accident that the drone body looks just like the pelvis of a flying squirrel. Because the algorithms are designed to work the same way that evolution does. And what's exciting is we're starting to see this technology out in the real world. We've been working with Airbus for a couple of years on this concept plane for the future. Now, it's a ways out still. But just recently, we used a generative design AI to come up with this. This is a 3D printed cabin partition that's been designed by a computer. It's stronger than the original, yet half the weight. And it'll be flying in the Airbus A320 later this year. So computers can now generate, they can come up with their own solutions to our well-defined problems. But they're not intuitive. They still have to start from scratch every single time. And that's because they never learn, unlike Maggie. Maggie's actually smarter than our most advanced design tools. What do I mean by that? If her owner picks up that leash, Maggie knows with a fair degree of certainty that it's time to go for a walk. And how did she learn? Well, every time the owner picked up the leash, they went for a walk. And Maggie did three things. She had to pay attention, she had to remember what happened, and she had to retain and create a pattern in her mind. Interestingly, that's exactly what computer scientists have been trying to get AIs to do for the last 60 or so years. Back in 1952, they built this computer that could play tic-tac-toe. Big deal. Then 45 years later, 1997, Deep Blue beats Kasparov at chess. In 2011, Watson beats these two humans at Jeopardy, which is much harder for a computer to play than chess is. In fact, rather than working from predefined recipes, Watson had to use reasoning to overcome his human opponents. And then, a couple of weeks ago, DeepMind's AlphaGo beats the world's best human at Go, which is the most difficult game that we have. In fact, in Go, there are more possible moves than there are atoms in the universe. So in order to win, what AlphaGo had to do was develop intuition. And in fact, at some points, AlphaGo's programmers didn't understand why AlphaGo was doing what it was doing. And things are moving really fast. I mean, consider it. In the space of a human lifetime.
Okay, so I'm going to stop share there. Okay, so just to clarify, at the very end, that's the part that got me. So it learned how to win the game. And the programmers didn't teach it to make those moves. It learned how to do it all on its own. How comfortable are you with that? Right? I went and saw the new Mission Impossible movie, Tom Cruise movie on Tuesday. Guess who the villain is? Did you see it? Was it scary? I think the AI was scary. Drew? I didn't sleep that night. There's some scary stuff in there. Woo. Okay, so let's talk about what machine learning is. What is artificial intelligence? So when we talk about AI in this classroom, we're going to talk about machine learning. Okay, so I want to tell you, it's already happening. Pandora's box has been opened. Let me give you an analogy here. You all grew up with the internet, right? Did the internet change education for you? Did it open doors? Believe me, trust me, I grew up without it. You have access to information within seconds. You can digitally download music within seconds. You can download a video, any show on Netflix within seconds, right? Can we all agree that the internet changed the world as we know it? Does the internet have a dark side? Okay, it is completely unregulated. What does that mean? No one's in control of it. It happened so fast, right? Technology was so beyond. The government didn't regulate it. The hope was that people who were on the internet would regulate themselves. Did that happen? What's something dark on the internet? Like websites? The dark web, right? Are there predators? Are there scams? Are there predators? Okay, so when you open Pandora's box, when you open up possibilities, you take the good with the bad. Agreed? Okay, so I want you to know we're taking the proponent side. There are incredible, limitless possibilities with AI, right? Incredible. And it's like, we're already using them. You know, you think about Siri, right? How many of you have ever asked Siri to do something and she's like, I can't do that. And you were like, why can't you do that, right? Here's what AI does. It makes our lives easier. And we like it. Yes, we do, right? So technology like AI could amplify the human ability and help to find answers that was previously out of human reach. Let me give you an example. Google Translate. Raise your hand if you've used Google Translate. Would a human being do what the AI program Google Translate does? What can you do on the Google Translate program? What language can you find? Thank you. Can a human being know every language? What? They can translate any language. How can it do that? Because artificial intelligence can work at a speed and a precision that is not humanly possible. We gotta sleep, right? We have only so much capability in our brain. Are you all with me now? Which makes AI limitless. Okay, so the physical world, we start with robotic systems. Most of you are familiar with, we don't mind, robots who take on menial tasks, repetitive tasks that we don't want to do. I think, though, that we're drawing the line when we don't have control over it. Does that make sense? So here's my question to you. Do we have control over AI? Okay, so what is AI? According to MIT, this is who I went to, machine learning, that's what we're going to talk about, is behind chatbots, predictive text, language translation apps, and shows Netflix suggest to you, how your social media feeds are presented. It powers autonomous vehicles and machines that can diagnose medical conditions based on images. You're already using AI. You're already exposed to machine learning. So what is machine learning? It's been around for 5 or 10 years, according to MIT Sloan professor Thomas W. Malone, founding director of the MIT Center for Collective Intelligence. Here's how it works. Go to page 2. Okay. A person inputs the data, creates an algorithm, gathers the data it wants, presents the data to the AI tool. It trains the AI tool how to use the data. Okay, but it takes it to another level. It teaches the machine to learn, to take the data it's given, use the algorithm it's given, and create solutions all on its own. That to me is a little scary. Okay, go to page, I gotta go here. I'm gonna go 4. How businesses are using machine learning. Machine learning is the core of many companies' business models. Think Netflix. Okay, how many of you have watched a show on Netflix and it'll pop up, you may like this one and this one and this one? Yes. TikTok is so brilliant at that, right? You watch these kinds of, let's say you like dance videos. Okay, you might like this and this and this. So it suggests. So the AI program will go in and find similar shows or similar videos based on what your personal preferences are. Does that make sense? Okay. Other companies are engaging deeply with machine learning. See if there's anything else I can do. Recommendation algorithms. The recommendation engines behind Netflix and YouTube suggestions. What information appears on your Facebook feed. Product recommendations are fueled by AI. The algorithms are trying to learn your preferences. They want to learn, like on Twitter, what tweets we want them to show us. On Facebook, what ads to display, what posts are liked, content to share with us. So no human is doing that. You know that, right? They're taking your personal data. The machine is taking your personal data that you've given them, your private information, and they're putting it into this AI tool, and it's allowing the business to promote and advertise things to you. It's kind of genius. Okay. Go to 5. It can help with fraud detection. I'm pretty sure you know what chatbots are. Many companies deploy chatbots. Customers or clients don't speak to humans, but instead interact with the machine. Drives me crazy, right? Self-driving cars, AI. Medical imaging and diagnostics, we're gonna take a long time on this one today, a whole body paragraph. If there's anything on 6. Okay, yes, machines are trained by humans. Human biases can be incorporated into algorithms. Nope, that's next week. That's the next one. Okay, sorry, don't want to do that one. Okay, 7 advantages of AI. This is from Forbes, April 11th, 2023. Key benefits of AI. It has pushed the boundaries of the way the computer machines used to operate and functions to make human lives easier. AI is a mammoth structure of supercomputers, which helps in facilitating machines to act seamlessly and perform many human-like tasks. So it can reduce human error. AI-enabled computers make 0 errors. AI models are based on predictive analysis, thus leaving no scope for errors. They help save time and resources. They automate repetitive tasks and processes, enable automation. Employees get time to focus on other tasks. They smoothly handle big data. They perform risky and perilous tasks efficiently. I'm on the next page. They help in improving processes and workflows. They assist in medical applications. They work 24/7. Do we? Not possible. Bottom line. Here's the bottom line. AI has the ability to surpass human intelligence. It can perform any particular task much more accurately and efficiently. Okay, so that's what we're going to prove today. And if you happen to go see Mission Impossible, and I suggest you do, if you have done the AI with me this month. Did you do the opponent side?
Oh, no, failure beyond.
Okay, you're gonna remember that maybe and get scared after the next one. Okay, all right, here we go, go your outline. So far you feel pretty good about AI? Okay, we're doing the good side. You should feel good. You did the bad side first, right? Yeah, are you feeling better? Did you do the bad side first, Sarah? Okay, in this, you're doing both sides today. You did the bad side first too. You're doing both sides. You gotta wait till the last day, huh? Okay, you're doing both sides. Ishai, you did the other side first. It's harder to do opponents first, and you're doing both sides today. Okay. Okay, let's go to the lead. The reason AI is such a controversial issue. It's growing worldwide at an astonishing rate. The proof here is IDC, a technology research firm, has predicted spending on AI will reach $110 billion annually. Here's the thing. It is basically the new internet. If you want to be successful in business, you have to incorporate AI. You know, have you gone to Walmart and seen big big cameras on the, have you seen the big cameras? You know, remember we talked about self-checkout? We talked about how there was so much fraud. Do you know that those are facial recognition? Those big cameras up there are facial recognition. They are taking your facial information. Right? Wow. Did y'all know that? You just thought they were cameras. No. AI will be the disruptive influence changing entire industries over the next decade, and it's going to be fast and furious. It's going to change every month. Within 6 months, we're going to be having a different conversation, I think. AI machines could replace humans and complete mundane tasks with better precision and speed. However, recent AI technology is more sophisticated, more powerful, has the capability to process data at high speeds while making strategic decisions, thinking intuitively in place of humans. If you're not scared of AI, you should be. Okay? You should be. According to Joseph Fuller, professor of management at Harvard Business School, virtually every big company now has multiple AI systems and counts AI as integral to their strategy. So here's the concern. Do you remember what I told you about the internet? You get the good with the bad. Are there going to be companies that cross ethical boundaries using AI technology? Are there going to be companies who don't self-regulate? I think it's inevitable. Yes, just based on what we've seen on the internet. Okay. Big tech companies, Google, Facebook, took advantage of minimal government regulations. They have all the power. They have all the data. So just a really scary part here. Do you know who's buying up most of the AI technology? What company? It's Google. What company has more access to your private data than any other company? And they're buying up all the AI technology. So there's concern. Agreed? Right? The potential for AI appears to be limitless. Almost every major industry incorporates the latest advances in intuitive learning, such as everyday uses most people are familiar with. That's going to be body one. Body two, its ability to advance healthcare will be into a new dimension. Ladies and gentlemen, this could change healthcare as we know it. And this is what I think is absolutely the best use of AI. Okay, so when it comes to AI, specifically machine learning, it gives computers the ability to learn without being commanded, well, to some extent, which has far-reaching potential. So I'm going to give you, I kind of gave you a lot of information. So what does it mean? A machine will be able to recognize a visual scene, understand a text written in natural language, or perform an action in the physical world without being programmed by a human to do so. Now, yes, the human has to input the data, it has to follow an algorithm, but the AI tool learns to do all these other commands based on the data and the algorithm is given on its own. As you saw in the video, it beat Jeopardy by a substantial margin. These are the top players that had 20,000. It beat them by 50,000. I think when it talked about Go, I didn't even know what Go was. Did y'all know what Go was? It's like the most advanced game there is. And they programmed it and it intuitively found solutions and a way to beat the game that had never been done before. I think that's a little terrifying, don't you? They didn't program it to do that. Okay, so MIT professor and CSAIL director Daniela Roos and Robert Lavacher, the associate director of the MIT Center for Collective Intelligence, say the function of a machine learning system can be descriptive. It can use data to explain what happened. Predictive. It can use the data to predict what will happen, or prescriptive. It can use the data to make suggestions about what action to take. So the example here is Google Translate. It became possible because the program trained itself using the vast information on the internet connected with several different languages. No human being could do what Google Translate did. It was able to do so at a scale and speed humans are incapable of. Okay, that's number one. Number two, everyday technology applications are implementing some form of machine technology. So machine learning. I'm gonna start kind of rudimentary and I'm gonna go up. Cell phones use AI machine learning. Ask Siri a question, the computer program recognizes the natural way humans use language and responds accordingly. Siri can respond to most basic questions. Need face recognition to unlock a phone? This is an AI program. It detects features in someone's face, acts like a human brain to determine if all the features match the image it was programmed to recognize. The program analyzes the images to differentiate and identify people. Do you know they're using AI technology in law enforcement? Think about that. You have a criminal. You can put their face in this facial recognition AI tool, and within seconds, it can connect that image with their criminal history, any of their criminal associates. And that was not even a technology that we're capable of. We had fingerprints, right? We didn't have facial recognition. We have facial recognition cameras pretty much worldwide, thanks to Google. So that was a big in Mission Impossible, wasn't it, Drew? Facial recognition stuff. Yeah, pretty cool. Google machine learning allows a person to input data, which the Google search engine will generate, then reply to and offer options. Go to Facebook, click on an ad, notice how many similar suggestions pop up. AI learning. The algorithm is learning your personal preferences and giving recommendations. Even though it sounds terrifying, AI technology continues to evolve, allowing computers to function much like a human would, but at faster speeds with the sole purpose of making life easier. The latest progression is ChatGPT, which I think y'all are familiar with. That's the hot one for students. This is from Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI. The company, the latest AI tool was released in November 2022. It's new. What makes it unique? It can have conversations on almost any topic. Not only can it have conversations, it can write out responses. And they're pretty good, coherent responses. It can write music lyrics. What is it? It's trained on a vast compilation of articles, images, websites, social media posts, scraped from the internet, real-time conversations with human contractors, and it learns to mimic the grammar and structure of writing, reflects frequently used phrases. It can recognize shapes and patterns and images. Okay, what's great about it? Okay. It can predict not just the word in a sentence, but the next sentence in a paragraph and the next paragraph in an essay. So yes, it can help speed up your work, draft your emails, write a cover letter, and yes, it can write a paper for you. And I'm going to caution you, you don't want ChatGPT writing a paper for you. Do you also know what's on the internet? Is there profanity, racial bias, discrimination, racial profiling? It's searching all that too. You want a paper written by ChatGPT, it's going to be filled with bias and discrimination, and it's not going to sound like you. Don't do it. Okay. But it is interesting that it can do it. The speed at which AI technology is advancing and the current applications, the future is really, it's going to be fast. Number two, I really want to focus on, I got 3 minutes, the medical field. And I'm not going to have time to go through most of this. Harvard Medical School's Department of Biomedical Informatics, Isaac Cohen. AI will make it possible to bring all medical knowledge to bear in service of any case. They believe AI technology can assist doctors from misdiagnosing patients or making life-altering mistakes. Here's what an example: a patient is diagnosed with cancer. Okay, a radiologist, pathologist can only go by their history, their what they've experienced. An AI tool can go through every documented case of cancer. So let's say, hypothetically, you know someone diagnosed with, so I just really sad story. A friend of mine from Bible study was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer in April. She died on Tuesday. Yeah, she was 29. That shouldn't happen. There should be early detection. An AI tool, you ready, can detect a tumor that the human eye cannot. Isn't that incredible? Why? Because it has seen other cancer screens that have detected minuscule cancers. If we can detect cancer early, no one has to die. We can treat them. Not only that, let's say you have a stage 1 cancer and it's a certain cell of cancer. I don't know if you know that not every cancer is the same. The AI tool can go in and find what your cancer is, what other people around the world who've had the same cancer have been treated with, and what treatment worked for them, and we can get you a treatment that works. And prior to that, cancer was trial and error. Let's try this. My dad had colon cancer. He had 9 years of trial and error. Well, we think this might work. Let's try it. But AI can with precision take it down to what will work. That's pretty incredible. Yes? Okay, and we know with imaging what it can do. That's here. And I'm going to end with number 3. Go to the back page. This is so cool. We have doctors in our family. My sister's a vet. My sister-in-law is a physician. My brother-in-law is a OB-GYN. And they always talk about the paperwork. It's horrible. They have to document every single thing in a doctor visit. Guess what? There's an AI tool that can eliminate 2 hours of paperwork a day for a doctor. Instead of note-taking or typing, a doctor can record patient conversations with their permission. So Dr. Thompson, Michelle Thompson in Hermitage, Pennsylvania, decided to use an AI tool. The AI tool translates any medical terminology into plain English at a 4th grade reading level for her patients. She puts it on her patient portal. It provides a recording of the visit with medical moments color-coded for medications, procedures, and diagnosis. It can provide patients with recommendations, medication reminders, or follow-up appointments with accuracy. So what's good about it? I don't know if you know this. When you leave here today, you'll only remember 50% of what I said. An hour after that, you'll only remember 20% of what I said. That's how good we listen. So the average person, when they leave the doctor's office, forgets 80% of what was said. If you have a patient portal that documents everything the doctor said to you, does it benefit the patient? That's pretty cool, right? You know, what if you had the AI tool, like when you go off to college? I used to remember when I was in college, I would have to take notes. We didn't have like, you know, that AI tool. You can literally have it transcribe your notes for you. Listen, like you don't have to listen in class. You could take it in there. It could transcribe everything the lecturer said in your university and listen to it later, or have it transcribed and print it out. You don't have to go to class. Wow. It's happening right now. That's pretty cool, right? Any questions? All right. All right. Those of you who want to leave, you can leave. I'm going to stop. This is the end of class.